It's the crossing of the staffs. Represents no one's allowed on the podium unless called a priest or called upon by the priest of the Lord. See, you've been working on yours. Got yours in pretty quick.
I mean, I'll do it every Sunday service. So I like it.
Let me get the prayers in the Hebrew.
If I can move back the right chapters. La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Majum, which means to stand. Upanya Haki Dum, which means to turn and face the east.
Oh. So you do the Hebrew, I do the English?
Yeah, come on.
Let me do the Hebrew.
You want to do the Hebrew?
Yeah, let me do the Hebrew. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwitha.
Malakwitha.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratazayaka.
Ratazayaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratuza.
Ba'aratuza.
Kawahaya.
Kawahaya.
Bashamayim.
Bashamayim.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Lakam Kal.
Lakam Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak Nawa.
Wasalak Nawa.
Kabawati Nawa.
Kabawati Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kawabwati Nawa.
Kawawati Nawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabayai Nawa.
Tabayai Nawa.
Banasai 1.
Banasai 1.
Abol.
Abol.
Hawashai Nawa.
Hawashai Nawa.
Mayan Rai.
Mayan Rai.
Kayalaka.
Kayalaka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Waha'ala.
Wahatapara.
What the part?
Lawalamium.
Lawalamium.
Aman.
Aman. The Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father.
Our Father.
Which art in heaven.
Which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth.
In earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it. Oh yeah, Consulate. Prayer, the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem.
Bahashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Babakushai.
Babakushai.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Hakak. Hakak.
Hakak. Hakak.
Lara Pa'a.
Lara Pa'a.
Kamakala.
Kal Makala.
Wakal Madawa.
Wakal Madawa.
Hakak Latahar.
Hakak Latahar.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Hakak Lahakwim.
Hakak Lahakim.
Amathium Hakak.
Amathium Hakak.
Arakawat.
Arakawat.
Hatama Allah Lagar Shan.
Hatama Allah Lagar Shan.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Bahashem Yahushai.
Duwara Aman.
Duwara Aman. Prayer for the power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushai.
To cast them out in the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazabiyah.
Matazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Zaranyam.
Ha Quatazayanyam.
Ha Quatazayanyam.
Ha Kayayam.
Ha Kayayam.
Waha Quatium.
Ha Quatium.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
Waraman.
Waraman. Pray for the blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The general.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Anointing prayer. We do the anointing prayer?
Yeah, Psalms 121.
We still do the curses too?
Yeah.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ar Ayanya.
Asha'ar Ayanya.
Al-Haharyam.
Al-Haharyam.
Mahayan.
Mahayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Izaria.
Izaria.
Ma'aim Yahweh.
Ma'aim Yahweh.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam. Wa'arataza.
Wa'arataza.
Al-Yanathan.
Al-Yanathan.
Like Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamawat. Regalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana. La'a. Yanawam. Wala'a. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Al-Yad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashamash. La'a. Yakaha. Wayarat. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Makal Rai. Ashamar. Athnapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Taza'athka. Wabua'aka. Ma'ayata. Wa'ai.
Awalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
He
will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Behold. He that keepeth Israel. Shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day. Nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayalaka. Al-Thakarash. Wa-Al-Tashakwat. I should say all of that. Kayahana. Awiyabyaka. Yahama Yawan. Ra'ash. Ailaimaka. Ya'ariyamwa. Sawada. Wayata. Ya'itazawa. Altazapawanyaka. Amarwa. Lakawa. Wanna knock you down. Magalia. Wala'a. Yazakar. Sham Yasha'ala. Iwada. Kaya. Nawa'itazawa. Laba. Yakadwa. Al-Yaka. Barya. Yakarathwa. Ahalia. Adawam. Wa Yashamai. It's like it should be. I could go so long. Wa Yashamai Aliyam. Mawa'aba. Wahagaryam. Gabal. Wa'aimawan. Wa'aimalak. Halashah. Am Yashabya.
I'm Yeshabia.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Amam.
Imam.
Ayawa.
Ayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya.
Labanya.
Lawat.
Lawat.
Salah.
Selah.
Aisha Laham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasayasara.
Kasayasara.
Kayabyam.
Kayabyam.
Banakal.
Banakal.
Kayashuan.
Kayashuan.
Nashamadwa.
Nashamadwa.
Bandararwa.
Bayandara.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Laadama.
Laadama.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Nad Yamawa.
Nada
Yamawa.
Yamawa.
Kaira.
Kaira.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazaaba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakatazal.
Wakatazal.
Manai.
Manai.
Kal.
Call.
Nasaya Kamwa.
Nasaya Kamwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amarwa.
Nayashar. Salaki. Nayarasha.
Nayarasha.
Lanawa.
Lanawa.
Naawa.
Naawa.
Alahayam.
Alahayam.
Alahayab.
Alahayab.
Shayatamwa.
Shayatamwa.
Kagalgala.
Kagalgala.
Kakwash.
Kakwash.
Lapanya.
Lapanya.
Rawaka.
Rawaka.
Kaash.
Kaash.
Tabaira.
Tabaira.
Yaira.
Yaira.
Wakalahaba.
Wakalahaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Haryam.
Haryam.
Khan.
Khan.
Daradapma.
Daradapma.
Wasairika.
Wasairika.
Wabasa Wabatka.
Wabasa Wapatka.
Tabahalam.
Tabahalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panyaham.
Palawan.
Palawan.
Waya.
Waya.
Bakwashwa.
Bakashwa.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Waya.
Waya.
Bahawa.
Bahawa.
Aidya.
Aidya.
Waya Kaparwa.
Waya Kaparwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Abadwa.
Waya Daiwa.
Waya Daiwa.
Kayata.
Kayata.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Yahawa.
Yahawa.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Yawan.
Al-Yawan.
Al-Kal.
Al-Kal.
Al-Rataza.
Al-Rataza. Psalms 83 in the English.
You sure you kept up on that?
Hey, I was hanging with you, Cap.
Let's get it.
Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O my power.
And be not still, O my power.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee,
have
lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarenes. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. As to Sisera. As to Jabin. At the brook of Kisan. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb. And like Zeeb. Yea. All their princes. As Zebah.
Can you get that? That's the door. This the door bell. Yeah, just hold the spot. Y'all Tazaba? Sorry, Christ. Get it, Israel. In the game. Ooh. You already pat him down? Sure. Let's get it. Remember where was that?
As Zeba and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves
the
houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth.
Okay. See, back in the day, we didn't do curses.
Yeah.
For the Sabbath. Go ahead.
Come. This is the prayers for the curses in the English. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us thy prophets. The teachers. The princes. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasures of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nations. And their drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Posse Comitazi. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction to all the heathen. That stand in the way. Or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai. Michael and Gabriel. Come down with the flying saucers. And punish all the heathens. That come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known. By all. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread. Through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. Always. So be it. Psalm, which means to turn. Shabia, which means to be seated.
Oh, you ready to read along in Hebrew? Look, he like, huh? Hebrew? What's that? It's Hebrew. It's Sabbath service.
I've heard legends of it.
You gotta get ready to learn this Hebrew out. Get on these Friday. You be watching them Friday classes? That's where you're gonna learn it at. You know what I mean? Friday classes. I got a call from my brother. Let's see what he's talking about. I'll call him back. Let me call him real quick because he got the key. You already ready?
Yeah,
hold on 1 second. Let me get one quick call. He's fixing. There's another thing in the basement he got to fix. So I don't know if he could be outside or something. Hey, Shalom, Dre. Yeah, of the pipe. Yep. And he said he was gonna fix it, and he never did. Mm.
There's some bread up here, Tazabah, if you want some. There's some bread up here if you want some.
Mm. And and that and Dre, if I could, some brothers was getting sick when I was staying there. Close that door, Tazba. Close that door. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what was happening. I'll talk to you about it again. I'm in the middle of Sabbath service, but I'm gonna send them the info right now, and then we'll start knocking all these things out because these things are overdue. Problem. All right. All right. Cool. Thanks, Trey. I'm gonna send them the info now. Appreciate it. I'll get back with you. Let's go.
Okay. 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Wa Ibarium. Ibarwa. Ah. Ha Yardan. Arataza. God. Wagalaid. Wagalaid. It's like Washa'al. It's like it. Washa'al. Iwadanwa. Bagal Gala. Wakal. Haim.
Uh, if you could open that side door and leave the screen door locked.
Garadawa. Akar Yawa. Verse 8. Why Yayakol. Shaba'aith. Yamayum. Lama Wa'aid. Ashar. Shamawa, Ha'ila, Wa Hashalamyam, Wa Ya'al, Ha'ila, verse 10. Wa Yahaya, Kakalathwa, Kakalathwa. It's like La Ha'alwath, Ha'ila, Wahana, Shamawa, Ba, Wayataza, Shawal, La Quarathwa, La Barakwa, verse 11. Wayamar, Shamawa, Ma, Aishayath, Wayamar, Shawal, Kaya, Ra'ayathwa, Kaya, Napataza, Ha'aim, Ma'alia, Watha, La'a, Ba'ath, Lamawa'id, Hayamyam, Wapashathyam, Nasapyam, Makamash, verse 12. Wa'amar, Aitha, Yaradawa, Hashathyam, Alya, Hagolgola, Wapanya, Yahweh, La'a, Koyathya, What the Pak, Wa'al, Ha'ila, Sa, verse 13. Wa'yamar, Shamawa'al, All, Shawal, Nasakalath, La'a, Shamarath, Ath, Matazawath, Yahweh, Al-Hayyan, Ashar, Tazawan, Kaya, Aitha, Hakayan, Yahweh, Ath, Mama Lakathan, All, Yasha'ala, Aid, Iwalam. Clap that up. Get it in the English. This is 1 Samuel chapter 13, verse 7 in the English. And some of the Hebrews went over Jordan to the land of Gad and Gilead.
Stop right there. The land of Gad, Gilead. There you go, the homeland. You know what I'm saying? The land of Gad. And so go ahead.
Come on. As for Saul, he was yet in Gilgal, and all the people followed him, trembling. Verse 8. And he tarried 7 days, according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. Verse 9.
So this is talking about Saul, all right? Saul was a Jamaican. He was a Benjamite from the West Indies. Could have been Jamaican, Trinidadian, all them little islands down there. But he was the anointed king. And he was like real tall too. He was like he was head and shoulders taller than everybody else. Mm-hmm. So he was like, like Shaq size or something, But he was cool. He was a cool brother, you know what I mean, until he messed up. But go ahead.
Come on. And Saul said, bring hither a burnt offering to me, and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering. Verse 10. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came.
Okay, stop right here. So basically, this is what was going on. There was a war. This is a time we was having a war against the small hats. The little small hat people, those people. You know what I'm talking about? The Amalekites.
The small hat?
Yeah, they wear them little teeny hats. The Jewish people. Amalekites, yeah, them small hats. Yeah, got a small hat. So we was going to war against them, and the Lord said, wipe them out. Because they, Lord know they're a problem. Lord, it's like, man, wipe them out. And don't take nothing either. Just wipe everything out and get rid of everything they had. So when we went to the war and won the battle, Saul was trying to keep stuff and trying to give it as a burnt offering. What burnt offering means, you cook it and eat it and give it to the priests and stuff like that. That's a burnt offering. Like a lot of people think burnt offering, you just make a fire and just let it sizzle away. Usually the priests make a fire and they eat it. It's like on the grill.
It's like this is a time. This was the Philistines.
That was the Philistines?
Yeah, this time. It's like, yeah.
Oh, okay. He messed up multiple times.
Yeah,
go ahead. Keep going.
Because
he did the same thing with Agag.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came, and Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. Verse 11. Mm-hmm. And Samuel said, and it's like if I could just real quick, Cap.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just like when Saul went out to salute Samuel, like people might think that's just a little detail in the story, but that's like our culture as Israelites. Like no matter what it is that you might have going on, like you always want to make sure you salute brothers. You always come up to them, dap them up. If you got to cross a sea of people in order to go dap a brother up, you got to make sure that you do so, because that's the spirit it is that Christ wanted brothers to have, to make sure that we bless one another whenever we see one another. It's like in verse 11, and Samuel said, what hast thou done? And Saul said, because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that thou camest not within the days appointed, and that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash. Verse 12, therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto the Lord. I forced myself therefore, and offered a burnt offering. Verse 13, and Samuel said to Saul, thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever. Verse 14, but now the kingdom shall not continue. The Lord hath sought him a man after his own heart, and the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee. Verse 15, and Samuel arose and gat him up from Gilgal unto Gibeah of Benjamin, and Saul numbered the people that were present with him.
Right? Numbering the people is always a bad idea. You know what I mean? The Lord never went trying to number the people. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to say, all right, we got 5,000. They got 1,000.
Right.
We going to win.
Right.
And then you go there and lose,
Right.
even though you have more numbers. Because the Lord don't want you to be focused on numbers. Right? Like I always tell brothers, like, yeah, this school's small, right? But brothers need to put their 100% into this truth. They need to put everything they have into this truth for building it up, studying, getting greater in knowledge. Because, you know, to run the kingdom, you don't need 1 million people. How many mayors and governors are in America? Who know? You know how many? How many governors and mayors are in America? Go ahead, guess.
Like 7, 8, 10.
Yeah, it's something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's 7. It's like a couple per state. Each state got like 2 or 3 governors and like 1 mayor. I mean, like a lot of mayors, but like 1 governor and like 2 senators. You know, so it's only a handful of people per state that run the whole state. You see what I'm saying? But the state got how many people in this damn state? There's like 100,000 million people in this states. Only a few people in charge of the whole state.
Right.
So you don't need to have lots of numbers to run the nation. To make this nation better, you don't need 100,000, 1 million people. It actually ain't going to do a small group that's going to be in charge. You know what I'm saying? And they run the masses. You know what I mean? That's how leadership works. You know what I mean? You go to your job, there may be 20 workers, but there's only 1 supervisor or 1 little boss. You see what I'm saying? What if it was 20 bosses and 20 and you know, and 10 workers? You know, you'd be all messed up because all the bosses are going to be trying to tell people to do, and the people are going to be like, man, there's too many people telling me what to do. You know, the whole job site going to get flipped upside down. So you just keep the people in charge number low. So that means they can direct everything and it ain't too much confusion. So don't ever look at numbers in the UPK. You just need to look at quality. You see what I'm saying? All we can run this whole state with just 4 or 5 brothers.
Right.
We can run the whole black community with 4 or 5 brothers. You know what I'm saying? Just be in charge, give orders. You know, we don't need 100 brothers to be in charge. You know, you just need a handful that know what they're doing. And everybody following them, they know what they're doing, it's going to work. Same at your job site. You know, the boss, as long as the boss know what he's doing, all of this should work. All the workers going to do their own part. They don't need to know the whole story and everything. Every worker do their part. And the boss make sure it's running.
Right.
That's how this kingdom works. So that's what Saul messed up though. He was trying to depend on numbers. That's part we don't do. We don't ever look at numbers when we make decisions and try to count the numbers. Go ahead.
I figured, you know, the brain is more powerful than having 1,000 people, you know what I mean, right?
Yep.
Is it not?
Yeah, if that person's wisdom, if you got wisdom, if you got wisdom, it will be. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I need to share it on Facebook. Everybody take a second and share it on Facebook. I forgot to do that.
Which account is it streaming from, Cap?
ISBK Indianapolis. So on Facebook. So go to ISBK Indianapolis on Facebook. Damn, I forgot my shield. That's all right. I'll get it later. Yeah, share it. You shared it? Good.
About 600 men, verse 16, and Saul and Jonathan his son, and the people that were present with them, abode in Gibeah of Benjamin, but the Philistines encamped in Michmash. Verse 17.
Michmash. You'll see that city a couple times, actually. Michmash. Go ahead.
17. And the spoilers came out of the camp of the Philistines in 3 companies. 1 company turned onto the way that leadeth to Ophrah. It's like onto the land of Shual. Verse 18. And another company turned the way to Beth Horon. And another company turned to the way of the border that looketh to the valley of Zebaim, toward the wilderness. Verse 19. Now there was no smith found throughout all the land of Israel, for the Philistines said, lest the Hebrews make them swords or spears. 20. But all the Israelites went down to the Philistines to sharpen every man his share, and his coulter, and his axe, and his mattock. 21. Yet they had a file for the mattocks, and for the coulters, and for the forks, and for the axes, and to sharpen the goads. 22. So it came to pass in the day of battle that there was neither sword nor spear found in the hand of any of the people that were with Saul and Jonathan, but with Saul and with Jonathan his son was there found. 23. And the garrison of the Philistines went out to the passage of Michmash.
All right, wait, so that part right there, though, that's another thing why you don't look at numbers, right? Because even though they trying to count the numbers, nobody even had a sword and shield.
Right.
Only a few people even had a sword and a shield. Everybody else has some axes and some hammers, like, the construction work or something. A farm tool, pickaxe. You know how they be in the movies, but they be having the pickaxe and stuff. Like, shovels. Like, let's go fight. Y'all about to get whopped. You know what I'm saying? You can't go against with somebody with some sword and you got a damn hoe or something, or some type of pike.
Right.
That's not even warfare, built for war. So you better off just having a couple people, that have every weaponry and can't be stopped. Instead of having a whole mob of people that's just gonna get wiped away. So that's why we get trained for warfare. We need to have our guns and our weaponry and everything on point. Because what's the use of having 30 men, but only 2 or 3 got warfare, got pistols and weapons and stuff. You know what I mean? Like Christ said, go get us. If you ain't got a sword, go buy one. You know what I mean? So, we got to be ready for war. We got the vests, we got the security cameras, we got to have the dogs, we got to have the tanks, we got to have everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's warfare. You know what I mean?
Right.
People want to talk about the warfare, ain't even got no weapons. You know what I'm saying? So the main weapon is this Bible, though. You know what I'm saying? That's the main weapon. Those are just auxiliary weapons that, may come into play, usually don't. But they're good. We supposed to have them just in case that day. But the main tool, the everyday tool we got to use is this Bible. You know what I mean? Knowing these scriptures, that being studied. You got, you know what I mean? Coming to these classes. Let's go. And watching them online. Go ahead.
1 Samuel 14:1. Now it came to pass upon a day that Jonathan the son of Saul said unto the young man that bare his armor, Come, and let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father. Verse 20. Verse 2. And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah, under a pomegranate tree, which is in Migron. And the people that were with him were about 600 men. Verse 3. And Ahiah, the son...
Hold on a sec. Trooper tells about. That door that's leading into the rest of the building? Close that door too. From now on, we got to keep all 3 of those doors closed as much as possible. Because there's something in the basement we still got to fix. All right. So we just try to keep that whole little corridor closed off as much as possible. You know what I mean? Only to maybe walk through and that's it.
You want me to continue?
Yeah, you can go ahead and continue.
The son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Lord's priest in Shiloh, wearing an ephod. And the people knew not that Jonathan was gone. Verse 4. And between the passages by which Jonathan sought to go over onto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on the one side, and a sharp rock on the other side. And the name of the one was Bozez, and the name of the other Saneh.
So it's two rocks, two big rocks that you can tell. That's a formation over there. You know what I mean? Back in our land of Israel, it's mountainous. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of mountains and stuff, mountains and valleys and stuff like that back in our homeland. You know what I mean? So it's all flat here, but in our homeland, it's mountains, valleys. You know what I'm saying? Vines, sheep, animals, and stuff like that, running wild type stuff. Go ahead.
Verse 5. The forefront of the one was situate northward over against Michmash, and the other southward over against Gibeah. Verse 6. And Jonathan said to the young man that bare his armor, Come, and let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that the Lord will work for us, for there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. Verse 7. And his armor bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart, turn thee. Behold, I am with thee according to thy heart. Verse 8. Then said Jonathan, Behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them. Verse 9. If they say thus unto us, Tarry until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place, and will not go up unto them. Verse 10. But if they say thus, Come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand.
So basically, they said if they talk shit, excuse my language, if they talk shit and say like, y'all can't mess with us, or blah blah blah, go destroy them. But if they don't do nothing, then don't go to them. Basically, you know what I mean. The Lord be giving people chances before He destroy them. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, you better take them chances. Whenever the Lord give you a chance to do right and everything, you better take it, because the Lord give you a chance, but He telling that angel, if they do right and take the second chance, spare them. But if they go off again, chop their head off. You know what I'm saying? Destroy them. That's how the Lord is. The Lord don't be playing like that. He give you a few tries. Forgive you. But sometimes he might not forgive you that much and make an example out of you. That happens too. You know what I mean? Rather be like, dang, he only messed up one time and got killed. Well, the Lord wanted to make him an example. Right. Damn, your whole life just became an example. You thought your life was going to be something else, but really, your life is just an example and got ended by the Lord. That's what happened. One dude, they was carrying the Ark of the Covenant. Mm-hmm. And the Lord said, nobody's to touch the Ark of the Covenant except the priest and the high priest and whatnot. The Ark of the Covenant was about to fall over. And a dude who wasn't a priest grabbed it to make it so it didn't fall. But the Lord said, don't touch it. He died right there on the spot. And then it's just a scripture in the Bible now. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to live out his whole life.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. The Lord could have mercy on some people. And the Lord may, just say, hey, look, I'm just going to kill you off and then make an example out of you because, I know your personality anyway. So I know how you're going to be anyway. So I want to get rid of you anyway. Or anything. You never know what the Lord going to do. You better take as much mercy as you can from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want it to run out. So keep. That's why it's important to do this work with the Lord. We don't know what's going to happen next. You know what I'm saying? The whole nation could turn to us for guidance. We get millions of dollars and stuff like that, next year. And we get big schools and be running the whole city. Shoot. But the Lord see you, He might say, let's get rid of that dude first before we make the school blow up. Because you still messing up. So take this work with the Lord seriously. You reap what you sow. Go ahead.
Come on. And this shall be a sign unto us. Verse 11. And both of them discovered themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines. And the Philistines said, Behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they had hid themselves. Verse 12. And the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor bearer, and said, Come up to us, and we will show you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor bearer, Come up after me, for the Lord hath delivered them into the hand of Israel. Verse 13. And Jonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor bearer after him. And they fell before Jonathan, and his armor bearer slew after him. Verse 14. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were and a half acre of land.
So it was two dudes, Jonathan and his right hand armor bearer man. They went out there and took out 20 guys. So I would have loved to seen that. You know what I'm saying? They make a scene movie out of that. You know what I mean? How they take out 20 Africans. You know, two Jamaican brothers take out 20 Africans. I mean, I can see it now. You know what I mean? The Jamaicans be hardcore. Right. So they probably went in there wilding on them. You know what I'm saying? Right. Look, start taking them out. You know what I'm saying? Africans ain't know what to do. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? That's that real stuff. You know, this is real history. This is real story. This ain't what made up nothing. You know what I mean? That's real. That's what really happened. So them brothers took out 20 men. Any more on that?
Come on. And it's like, if I could, you would have liked to have seen it. You experienced it when you got cut off in Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Cap took out a whole mob of unnumbered men that was trying to take his life.
Yeah, made it through that. Yeah, you're right. So I can experience that and see it. But you know what I'm saying? So it's going down. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about this warfare. But you know, you gotta be always getting better in this work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm teasing with Mataraj, so I can see how far his Hebrew had came. You know what I'm saying? I used to do the Sabbath service every week. You know, I'm about to start trying to come back now since I'm open off from the slavery, doing the Sabbath service every week. You know, I'm gonna see how his Hebrew doing. You know what I'm saying? But other brothers, it's time for their Hebrew to step up too. You know what I'm saying? Brothers lacking in that Hebrew. You know what I mean? You got to learn to be a real full priest. Got to learn some Hebrew. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you never know when you're going to get called out on it or anything. You know what I'm saying? You might have to teach it. You know, so that Hebrew is important. You know, it's about getting that skill together. You know, if you train in that Hebrew, you'll train in warfare. But if you ain't going to train in the warfare in the Hebrew, then you probably wouldn't train in warfare anyway either.
Right.
You just don't train. So, you know, classes. Go ahead.
Come on. Which a yoke of oxen might plow. 15. And there was trembling in the host, in the field, and among all the people, the garrison, and the spoilers. They also trembled, and the earth quaked. So it was a very great trembling.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean? That shit was so crazy, you had an earthquake. That's how you know the Lord was in the building. You know what I mean? You take out the enemies, and then the earth starts shaking. Like that's a crazy scene right there. It's warfare. All type of stuff happened in warfare.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. And the watchmen of Saul and Gibeah of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another. Verse 7.
Who said went down beating down? Who said
the Philistines went down beating one another.
Oh, they start fighting each other?
Yeah.
That's how shook they was. They start fighting each other, they were so shook. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
Like, I don't know if it's part of it, but I'll take an Uber, right? I'm trying to make it quick. I'll take an Uber, right? And go to work, and there's an African. He wanted to do how do you do it? What do you call it? I mean, protest. And because I heard, I guess the government in Africa or something like that, they had a drone and killed their own people.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? They talk about we gotta do this, do that. Look, the oppressor killing himself. You know what I'm saying? Look, the oppressor on the west is killing the oppressor on the east. You know what I mean? What we gotta do besides get right with the Most High? Shoot, they gonna blow each other up. You know what I'm saying? We'll come in with the mop up team. You know what I'm saying? That's how you do it. That's how the Lord had us do it. You know what I'm saying? Leave a little bit for us. You know what I mean? Leave a little bit of warfare for us.
Right.
You know what I mean? But shoot, they take each other out. That happened multiple times. All the time that happens. That's why it's not about numbers. Because you go there with a large bunch of numbers, and then they think it was one time in the scriptures, right? The Lord said they had too many men for this war. So they lumbered down the men. There was like 300 brothers. That's where that movie 300 come from. They try to steal from the scriptures. Hold on.
I was going to say, that drone killed 2 million or something people, or something like that. The African was saying, I don't know where this at. I want to look it up. But he was saying something like he killed 2 million people or something like that.
Yeah, look it up. I don't think a drone gonna kill 2 million, but he probably killed like a couple thousand or something.
Just normal citizen people.
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's that. If he's doing it all a lot, but they devils though, right? There was devils, right?
It was Africans.
Oh, okay. Well, they heathens all.
This dude was like trying to tell me in the Uber, like, where do you get from the poster papers? Like say you do a protest.
Yeah. That's war over there. It's war over there. There's war over there. They all getting wiped out. But like I was about to say though, the Lord had us go to a battle with a little bit of numbers, and He told us, look, take a candle. Each man take a candle. Take one of these horns, and then go circle around because the camp of the other heathens was like hundreds, thousands of them, and it was at night. It was all in the big camp, and the Lord's like, go surround the camp, and at a certain time, everybody blow the horn and shout. So they all got snuck into a certain place around the camp. And then they all, at night, it was all like, boo, the horn started shouting, ah, while all the people in the camp got up and started killing each other. Because they thought the enemy was around. Because it was nighttime, they didn't have flashlights back then and all that. So they all got up, started killing each other and stuff. We came back later, just collecting all the dead bodies and money and the swords and all the spoil. So that's what I'm saying. You don't know how the Lord be getting down. Yeah, I mean, you think you need, you need to match their numbers,
right?
But look what happened with the Lord. He did something different. They all killed each other. So this happened here too. They killing each other because they get confused. They getting scared. The Lord on your side. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 17. Then said Saul unto the people that were with him, number now, and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor bearer were not there.
So he was like, man, what's going on? Somebody out there fighting. Who ain't here? Who ain't here that, was fighting? And then he found out it was John. Jonathan was his son. He was the son of the king. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And Saul said unto Ahiah, bring hither the ark of God. For the ark... Come. For the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. Verse 19. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priests, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priests, withdraw thine hand. Verse 20. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle, and behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great discomfiture. And just like Cap was saying, like the confusion that was going on at that time, and as well as the fear that was put into the hearts of the men, because just imagine being somebody who's watching two men fight 20 men, armed to the teeth, trained men that know war, and they're just slain by them. Like it caused for their camp to rout. Like they had what was that called? It's like their army broke. Like in military terms, like their army broke, which means just their morale was shattered, their spirit to fight, it just went away from them, and all they wanted to do was to find any safe place out of that area. So even if that means they have to cut down a few of their own in order to get out of that field, in order to flee into some trees, flee into the mountains, to dive into a river, to float upstream away from their enemies, like that devil tried doing in Montgomery when he jumped in the water off that pier to get away from them brothers. Even if you got to do that, like that's a something that's put in your spirit when you break. And because of that, they ended up slaying their own. 21. Moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan. So even brothers that had turned on their own and decided to side with the nation that had the stronger military, that promised them more riches, that they thought had a more rich culture than their people, even them brothers decided to turn back to their own and fight against the Philistines, which is what's going to happen in these last days. Like, we look at all these heathens as if their culture is so amazing, as if their military could never be beat. The spirit that these nations put into the earth can never be overcome, such as the white supremacy that is in Christianity. We think that none of that could ever fall. So we join to our oppressor. Like that strengthens our belief that he will forever rule the earth. But when that sky cracks and all them chariots come flooding out of the sky and destroying all the nations, like the brothers and sisters that had that spirit at one time, they're going to turn back to their own and they're going to turn on the oppressor. They're going to try to get into the UPK and prophesy against America, how it's going to burn, how white supremacy will no longer rule over this earth, but black supremacy will. But, at that time, unfortunately, it'd be too late for brothers and sisters.
Yep. A lot of people trying to do it now, trying to talk like us. Say stuff like us. Like, oh, we need to segregate. Wasn't nobody saying we need to segregate until the ISBK started saying it. They've been saying it since 1969. Back then, they was talking about, oh, it's integration. It's a new day. It's the white, the oppressor. He not like he used to be. The white, So, let's go.
Come. Verse 22. Likewise, all the men of Israel, which had hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in the battle. 23. So the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over unto Bethaven. Verse 24. And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had adjured the people, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged on mine enemies. So none of the people tasted any food. 25. And all they of the land came to a wood, and there was honey upon the ground. 26. And when the people were come into the wood, behold, the honey dropped, but no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. 27. But Jonathan heard not when his father charged the people with the oath, wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in an honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened. 28. Then answered one of the people and said, Thy father straitly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. 29. Then said Jonathan, My father hath troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened, because I tasted a little of this honey. 30.
Okay. All right. Now I remember what story this is. So Saul told all the men, okay, we won a good battle, so we're going to do a fast. And nobody eat until the sun go down. And he said, anybody eats before the sun go down, they're going to get judged and punished and this and that for breaking the king's order. See, that was the thing with Saul. Sometimes he did his own thing and not just what the Lord said to do. You know what I'm saying? Lord told him do this, do that. He do some extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you just need to follow what the Lord said to do. Same with this truth. What the Lord tell us to do? Teach class once a week. Go to camp. Usually once a week. I'm trying to get it to twice a week. You know what I'm saying? And don't be a sinner. Don't get high. I know it probably feel good to go back into the world and just lay back and smoke weed, roll up them stanky ass blunts and stuff like that. I can't stand the smell of weed no more. You know what I mean? Roll up a blunt, get a little blunt, man, $10. Here's $10 every day.
Right.
You get a little baggie, you know what I'm saying? Get a little baggie with a whole bunch of seeds and crumbs and shit, put it in a little thing and smoke it and sit back and just be like, yeah, I'm cool. Like people just be getting high thinking they accomplishing something by how much weed they smoke. You ain't accomplishing nothing by smoking that much weed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You really, you know what I'm saying? Destroying yourself. So, Lord told us to do this work. Get and build up this nation, build up this school, build up this kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That's the job. We don't need to do no extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to bow down to the white man or go kiss his boots or or let him sleep with our woman or something like that.
Right.
We ain't gotta do nothing crazy like that. If you serve the white man, he gonna make you do that type of stuff. So do what the Lord said. But he said to do that, but we found out his son, who won that battle earlier, he ate some honey. But he didn't hear him say that. That he didn't hear his dad, the king, say, don't nobody eat nothing. So now they come to the part where it's like, what do we do? Because he ate, but you said anybody eat, they're going to get judged. So are you going to judge them? What happened?
Right.
Go ahead.
Come verse 30. How much more if haply the people had eaten freely today of the spoil of their enemies, which they found.
And see, Saul wasn't about that warfare. Because look, now his son checking him, talking about, okay, I did eat some of that honey, but I was killing it on the battlefield. We all would have been killing it on the battlefield if we wasn't starving. If he wasn't sitting here talking about don't eat nothing. So what now? You know what I'm saying? So he let him know. So that's the problem right now with what's going on. Go ahead.
For had there not been now a much greater slaughter among the Philistines?
See, we would have took out more Philistines if everybody had a chance to get something to eat. So go ahead.
31. And they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Aijalon, and the people were very faint.
See, but that was the thing. That was the difference between King Saul and King David. King David was about that warfare. King David was, we taking out the enemies until there's none left. You know what I'm saying? King Saul was like, oh, we need to save this guy. He's rich and he's the king, so let's don't kill him, or let's save these sheep over here, or, let's don't eat nothing today so we can, honor the Lord that we don't eat nothing. Like, nobody told you to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, King David was strictly about the warfare. That's how we got to be. We got to be strictly about the warfare. You know what I'm saying? Building up our brothers, getting more brothers, fishing. That's our real job, is to fish. We're supposed to use this building, use the school, use the camp to fish and bring more brothers in here. Now, I already see it. Like Captain Malquad said, you guys see people in the chairs already. I already see the chairs filled. You know what I mean? They're going to be filled real shortly. So all we got to do is get out on the streets, keep teaching, and brothers going to show up in all black. And then we got to teach them, show them new things, show them the things of the scriptures, raise them up. Like, that's the job. If we be strictly about that, the Lord is going to always be blessing us. But when we start veering from that and start doing other stuff and putting other things before this, then the Lord is going to not bless you. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Go ahead.
32. And the people flew upon the spoil and took sheep and oxen and calves and slew them on the ground. And the people did eat them with the blood.
Yeah, people were so savagely that they ate it with the blood. They ain't even cook it all the way. They were just so happy to get the spoil. But see, that ain't about the warfare, Go ahead.
It's like, that's all 49 count.
Okay, Most High in Christ. So yes, at the end of the day, you reap what you sow. The amount of work you put in this school is how much blessing you're gonna get out of it. If you don't get much out of this, it's because you ain't putting in much. You know what I'm saying? There's tons of brothers years ago, right? Been in this truth for years, but they're in the same place they is now years ago because they're not putting in this truth. You see what I'm saying? But you got other brothers like Quomapar. Quomapar came in this truth. He was homeless, addicted to drugs, halfway still. No clothes, no ID, no car, same ass shoes. No socks. I don't even think he had socks.
Right.
He ain't had nothing. Came into school. Then he started doing the work of the Lord. Fast forward 5-6 years later, he got 2 cars, got a family, kids. You know what I'm saying? Money, cars, clothes. All type of stuff. If he keep doing the work, in 5 years from now, he gonna have even more. So, but brothers don't stick it out. You know what I'm saying? So, brothers, you got to keep putting in that work. Look at Matarai. When Matarai came into school, he ain't had no. He had a rib. You had a rib, didn't you? When you first came in.
Some nasty whore.
Yeah. So he came into school. He had some flunky floozy that was dating him. He don't know if she was cheating or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can't tell what she on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't had no brotherhood. Ain't had the swag, the Gadite swag that he got now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let the brother in here and let's pat him down too a little bit. So I think he's trying to move into the back room. So I'm like, hey, if you got money,
right?
We put a door on that motherfucker.
Right.
Let's go ahead and pat him down, bring him in. Hey, shalom, brother.
Shalom, brother.
What's up with it? You already pat him down? He got to pat you down, brother. It's an official class, you know what I'm saying? He going to put your hands on that door. Just pat you down real quick. I know you high. I know old school. I know you holding that poker, man. You might as well hand it over for a little while. All right, cool. You know. All right, cool. Sorry, Christ. Yeah, have a seat for 1 second. We're gonna finish this up, and I'm gonna go show you the room. Oh no, on this side. This side. That's the women's side. Yeah. Oh yeah, hey, you ain't the only one. But back to what I was saying, like I said, when Madara, Native American, we first came to school, he didn't have his Native American spirit on him. You know what I'm saying? He just had the dull spirit, you know, from this world, living like a regular dude. You know what I'm saying? Now he got ribs, kids coming. You know what I'm saying? Got his spirit on him, Gadite full, representing his nation and tribe. So you come in this school one way, but you put in that work, you put in that brick, and the Lord gonna bless you. You know what I'm saying? The more work you put in, the more the Lord gonna bless you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you don't have, the Lord can give it to you. The scripture said the Lord can make a man rich at a sudden, like suddenly. You know what I mean? There's nothing to the Lord. You know what I mean? You could be nothing today and then tomorrow be rich. The Lord can make that happen. You know what I mean? And not only rich in money, but rich in life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You can have nothing in life, but then the Lord bless you and give you a lot of things in life. You know, give you relationships, give you safety, give you, you know what I'm saying, weaponry, give you strength. He can give you all type of things suddenly. But you put in that work, you're going to get it automatically. But if you don't put in that work, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get blessed. What do you think our nation is like it is? Our nation don't put in the work of the Lord. So our nation is never going to get blessed. I don't care how many college degrees you get, how many, presidents you vote for, mayor you vote for. They always talking about voting and this and that. But if you ain't putting in the work of the Lord is not going to bless you. Plain and simple. You're gonna always be stressed. You're gonna always be overworked. You're gonna always not have what you need. Things are always gonna mess up. It's gonna happen. And unless you put in that work, and the Lord could be on your side. Do that work of the Lord. All right. Okay. Anything else on that?
No, it's okay.
All right, go ahead and do the prayers. I'm gonna show him this room in the back.
Come. Just the men behind the podium, I imagine.
All right, you got. I'm gonna show you the room in the back. Still doing a lot of repairs and stuff.
La Yasha'Allah, which means to Israel. Amaju, which means to stand. Punya Haki Dum, which means to turn, face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawu, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Taba'ah, Artazayaka, Hayah, Ashah, Ba'arataza, Kawur, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathan, Lanawa, Lakum, Ko, Yawam, Wasalaknaw, Kwabawaknaw, Kasalaknaw, Kwabawaknaw, Wala'a, Kabayaynaw, Banasayawan, Babo, Kabashaynaw, Mayan, Rai, Hayah, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'alu, Watapar, La'alamyum, Aman. This is the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Or for the Hakak, for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Baba Kashah. Nathan Nahu. Hakak. Hakak. La Rapa'ah. Call Makalah. Wakal Manawah. Hakak. Latahor. Hamatazarayim. Hakak. Lahakim. Hamakim. Hakak. Al Rakawah. Tama'ala. The Garshan. Ba'ashem Yahushai. What Aman. Pray for the power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wam Yaka'ala. Walahayim. Matazabya. Alawapyahana. Ha Alawapyam. Hazaranyam. Ha Quatazayanyam. Ha Kayayam. Walaquatyan. Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai. Waraman. Blessings in English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Al-Horium. Mayan. Yava'ah. Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh. Asha. Shemayam. Warataza. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Rogolka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Anat. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yashun. Shavamor. Yasha'ala. Yahweh. Shamarka. Yahweh. Tazolka. Al. Yad. Yamyaka. Yawamam. Hashmash. La'ah. Yakaka. Wayarak. Bayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. McCall. Rai. Yashamar. Atapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar. Kazaafka. Wabuaka. Raita. Wai. I will love. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. And this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Al-Damayah. Lakah. Al-Thakarash. Wa'al. Tashakwat. Al. Kayah. Hanah. Awayabika. Yahama. Yawan. Ra'ash. Al-Admaka. Ya'ariyamwa. Sawada. Wayatah. Yaitazawat. Al-Tazapawanyaka. Amarawa. Akawa. Wunakidum. Magoya. Wala'ah. Yazakar. Sham. Yasha'ala. Iwana. Kayah. Lawaitazawat. Labak. Yakadwa. Al Yaka, Bar Yak, Yakarathwa, Aholia, Arawum, Wishmai, Alayum, Mawa'aba, Bulgaria, Ball, Waimawan, Waimalak, Halashah, Ain, Yeshabia, Tazawar, Gam, Ashawar, Elawat, Imam, Hayawat, Zarawai, Labanya, Lawat, Selah, Aisha, Laam, Badi, Kasa Yasarat, Kayabia, Wanakaol, Kayashawan, Rashamadwa, Bayan Dara, Hayawat, Namun, La Dama, Shayatamba, Nara, Yabmawa, Kaira, Wakazaba, Wakazabak, Wakazazal, Nai, Call, Rasayakamwa, Ashar, Mara, Ray Rashad, Lanawa, Nawa, Alahayam, Alahayat, Shayatamba, Kago Gula, Kakwash, Lapanya, Roaka, Kaash, Kabaira, Yaira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Haryam, Khan, Dardatma, Basairika, Wabasa, Wapaska, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Palawan, Wabakashwa, Shimka, Yahweh, Yabashwa, Wayabawa, Aidia, Ai, Wayaparawa, Wayabadwa, Waydaira, Kayuk, Athub, Shimka, Yahweh, Labaka, Al Yawan, Al, Call, Ratazah. It's like that. Shut that door open, shut up. It's like what? Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O my power.
Keep not thy silence, O my power.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O my power.
And be not still, O my power.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee, have lifted up the head.
And lifted up their heads.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against our people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They consulted against our hidden ones.
They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel, may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. And the Israelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. Gabal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines. With the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a reb, and like Zeid. Yea, all their princes, as Zeba, and as Almunah, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth. Prayer for the curses in the English. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. All things living. Yahweh. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. In the name of Yahushua. Listen to us now. Listen to us now. Right now. Right now. And evils and curses. And evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. That speak against us thy prophets. That speak against us thy prophets. The teachers. The teachers. The princes. The princes. The priests. The priests. The Israelite brothers. The Israelite brothers. And the school. And the school. And evils and curses. The evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. To the heathen. And shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel. Shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Force their riches to enter into our sanctuary. And evils and curses. The evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. To the Edomites. And the nations. And the nations. And their drug dealers. And drug dealers. The court system. The court system. The prison system. The prison system. Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. Roman Catholic Church. Pope. Pope. Islam. Islam. Christianity. Christianity. Egyptology. Egyptology. Militia. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Aryan Nation. Skinheads. Skinheads. Posse Comitazi. Posse Comitazi. The gay movement. The gay movement. The lesbian movement. The lesbian movement. Spies. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. NASA space program. Army. Army. Navy. Navy. Air Force. Air Force. Marines. Marines. Wall Street. Wall Street. Open up the internet. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. And the airwaves. The cable access channels. Cable access channels. And the radio channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us. Spirit of any of our people that seek to stop us. And bring swift destruction to all the heathen. And bring swift destruction to all the heathen. That stand in the way. Stand in the way. Or try to stop us from broadcasting your words. Or try to stop us from broadcasting your words. Throughout the planet Earth. Throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro. Cause them to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume them. Through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel, come down with the flying saucers. And punish all the heathens that come up against us. As we speak thy word. Cause it to be known. By all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread. Through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. Always. So be it. Sorry. Please turn. We'll be taking the scrolls to be saluted. This concludes, most likely. This concludes the IHBK Indianapolis Sabbath service. Salute to the brothers, men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat. Amadim Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatom. Salute to the sisters watching online. Men of Israel. Amadim Shabbat. Amadim Barak. Yahweh Shemar Atom by Hashem Yahushua. Yahumatah. Anybody like to be anointed at this time? Oh, you would? Take a step forward. I'm just going to be the priest on the podium and say this prayer.
No. Okay, we anoint you. Yabaraki Yahweh.
Yabaraki Yahweh.
Wa Shamarka.
Yahweh.
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 Panyawa.
Yahweh.
Alyaka. Wayakanka. Yasha. Yahweh. Panyawa. Alyaka. Wayashamlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Bahashem. Yahushai. Barak. Rapah. Magan. Chupatazabah. Ba'ashem Yahushai. The water Aman.
The anointing prayer in the English.
Yahweh.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh.
Make his face shine upon thee. And be gracious unto thee.
Yahweh.
Lift up his countenance upon thee. And give thee peace. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. Trooper Tazabah.
Chupatazabah.
That, clap it up.